We want to send a very warm regards again from that channel, from Gual Steel, that we are talking about the evolution of the prices, and especially we have a look together with all of you, with our audience, about what is going to happen possibly on the next days or in the coming weeks. Marc, the price is going up and the demand is weak, isn't it?
Yes, good morning. Very true. The demand has not shown any improvement during the last months. We are at a very similar level. And in fact, there seems to be no indicator that it can improve notoriously during the next months. But at the same time, there is a very relevant piece of news of the last days, which is the nickel. The nickel has increased very fast during last week. It has reached already 21,000 and it is even going higher today, reaching 21.5. That is practically $5,000 per ton more than end of March, so 2 months back only.
So you know that I like to make lists about the situation to simplify and understand quickly what is going to happen. So the purchasers are going to pay more money to buy the same stainless steel, and the sellers, they have difficulties to get orders from the real market.
Very true as well. We see that in the daily activity, you hear a lot of times that the nickel is not the main driver of the industry, but that is the case when it comes to production, and production in the end everyone needs to buy. So when selling, it is true that the alloy surcharges are not so much relevant in terms of setting the prices, but the nickel is in terms of setting the prices for production material, for fresh production material.
On the ground floor of Europe, the demand, as we said, are very stable or even very slow on that moment. But if we look high, if we look at the mills, at the producers, there are happening many things. For instance, our associated company, Jindal Stainless, he made a big investment, 600 million of euros to make some joint venture and to take the control of a rolling mill in India.
Yes, we have seen the piece of news like 2 weeks back. It is an investment of $647 million. It is split among 3 different parts. The most relevant one from the point of view of media is the setup of a melting site in Indonesia. It is a joint venture with Tsingshan, so the major producer globally, and it is aimed at producing slabs for Indian production. Then the second part is the improvement of the capacities at Odisha plant, which is practically doubling the production capacity based on these slabs coming from Indonesia. And the third part, which is also very relevant as far as we can see, is the acquisition of Chromeni, of a part of Chromeni steel. Chromeni, for those who don't know, is a stainless steel plant, cold rolling mill in India, and now Jindal has acquired a big stake of it, acquiring also the debt that it was carrying.
So while the Asiatics are doing strong movements in order to increase the production worldwide, in Europe we are still looking at the Acerinox. Our respected competitors are still on strike. So on the moment that we are recording that message, we are passing more than 100 days of the company from Algeciras in south of Spain on strike. So heavy metal, eh?
Yeah, no one could expect that when it started in February. The reality is that there seems to be no turning point up to now. All the negotiations have failed, and right now the company is having more and more power over the situation, because frankly speaking, from the point of view of a foreigner, the situation of the families involved from the point of view of employees is very hard. So right now the scenario is that after more than 100 days, nothing makes us think that it could not last for maybe 100 more, which is a scenario that, as I said at the beginning, no one could even expect.
There are rumors on the market that the strike is going to be over in a few days, but on that moment we'll see what happens. But it seems that the position between trade unions and the managing of the company are a bit far or a bit stressed. That it comes to a very specific point for the more specialty about the stainless, that there is a bottleneck of the coils and sheets in cold roll. What is our view on that?
Well, it is something that was foreseeable to a certain extent after 2 months and a half of a strike. Acerinox is the major player in the domestic market, as it is obvious. And what is happening is that with so much tonnage lost in the way, also bearing in mind that Outokumpu was also on strike for a couple of weeks, The shortage of cold roll material is a reality, and right now the prices for it have increased very much. The situation is very notorious for cold rolled. Instead, hot rolled is not so abrupt, the shortage, and this explains the wide gap that has been created between the both, which is right now practically 300 euros per ton.
So looking at the calendar, we'll see what is going to happen, because now is the period of vacation are starting to come, first on Central Europe and then in South of Europe. So we'll see what is going to happen, Marc, on the coming days. Thank you. So as I said, summer is coming. We'll see what is going to happen on the coming weeks, but for sure, big changes are coming soon in our surroundings. That is not possible to continue with such situation of one of the major companies is still on non-production, and when this mother is over, when the company starts to produce again, we'll see how the market will accept that. So we wish a very good time and be ready for some storms on the coming times. Thank you.